Welcome to our weekly roundup of key economic and business developments in Sri Lanka for the week ending 3rd March 2023. I'm Nishana Pigera, and here are the top stories for the week. IMF calls for timely and orderly debt resolution processes for Sri Lanka. Rupee gains as dollars flow into the market. Tourist arrivals make significant gains, second month over 100,000 visitors. In our main story, the week started with the International Monetary Fund calling for timely and orderly processes under a common framework for Sri Lanka's debt resolution. Its Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva, endorsed efforts to strengthen the debt architecture and improve the speed and effectiveness of debt resolution. Sri Lanka's debt restructuring efforts have reached an impasse, with many pointing to China's limited financing assurances being inadequate. China, on the other hand, has said that Sri Lanka's dues to the World Bank, Asian Development Bank and the IMF, which have so far been insulated from restructuring, should also come under the current restructuring framework. The rupee made significant gains this week, falling to the 353 range against the US dollar. On Monday, the central bank reduced the mandatory conversion of export proceeds and remittances of commercial banks from 25 to 15%, resulting in more dollars being released into the banking system. Further, on Tuesday, the International Finance Corporation provided a $400 million cross-currency swap facility to Commercial Bank, Nation Trust Bank and Sampath Bank to facilitate food, medicine, fertilizer imports, further relaxing pressure for dollars. Additionally, the contraction of the economy is placing less pressure on imports, and increased remittances from foreign workers and tourism is also helping the rupee appreciate. The Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority reported 100,536 tourist arrivals during the 26 days in February. This is the first time since 2019 that 2 consecutive months have crossed the 100,000 mark. Year to date, just over 203,000 travelers have visited, with Russia being the main source market. Sri Lanka continues to be ranked high among global tourist destinations to visit, with the latest being Forbes magazine recognizing the island nation at the 3rd top wildlife safaris outside of Africa. In key cabinet decisions this week, the proposed preferential trade agreement with Bangladesh is to be fast-tracked under the guidance of the International Trade Office. The discussions were initiated in June 2021. This aims to boost bilateral trade. Permission was granted to apply for membership at 2 international conventions for nuclear damage. This is to increase and diversify power production capacity as well as to achieve carbon neutrality in the electricity sector by 2050. Sri Lanka's cabinet approved a contributory pension fund for new state employees. Currently, such pensions are paid with tax revenue. Employees who joined after 2016 can also opt to join the scheme. In other news, the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation left prices of all categories of petrol and diesel unchanged, while kerosene prices were reduced by 50 rupees to 305 rupees. Sri Lanka's trade deficit in January widened compared to December as exports fell to $978 million. Exports have seen moderation since September, indicating a global slowdown. Imports also declined to $1.4 billion. And now let's take a look at the weekly movement of the all-share price index and the S&P SL 20 index at the Colombo Stock Exchange. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities declined. 85 billion rupees worth of bids were accepted. In other market news, EFL Global, a subsidiary of Expo Lanka Holdings, acquired 100% of US-based Transamerican Custom House Brokers and Transamerican Group for $42.5 million. Transamerican Group was established in 1984 and services a range of leading brands in the United States and Canada. With that, we wind up for this week. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel at the link below for more updates on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka. Until we'll see you again next week, thank you for watching. Stay safe.